All right, are we? I think we're live for real. Oh, weird lighting. This natural lighting idea was a bad idea. I don't like this. I don't like the way I set any of this up. No, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm feeling really weird about this lighting and everything because I have like the light coming in over here and there's light over here. I feel like the light is not actually hitting me correctly. And that's cool and all, but am I? Oh, I think I am on the right mic this time. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I need the light in my face. Like, this is where I need the light, and not really getting the light that I want. Light's really important. When you wear darks like this, when you have dark lipstick, it's super important. I clearly didn't think about this and plan this out enough. So maybe we can, I usually use the monitor for light. I was trying not to, because I usually do something like this. Wash my face out. See how that works? Gotta fall back to it anyway. Here we go. This is what I was trying to avoid doing. Is I use a big white screen monitor to like wash me out. You look like something pulled from the shower drain of a women's prison. It's cool you know how to quote jokes that other people wrote about me. That's I appreciate that. You can remember. It's the first live stream. Okay, yeah, they're not that exciting. Mostly it's me talking to a chat room, and the chat room is usually people that are fans of me, and my fans are really boring, just like me, and I'm really boring. So these are usually pretty boring, is what I'm saying. Sorry. Spoilers. I did just record. It needs to be edited, though. A lot of you were asking me about a makeup tutorial video. So the makeup tutorial video is now recorded, and it needs to be edited. And there's a lot of work with that. There's a lot of post-production work to go into that. So I need at least, I don't know, $1,000 to finish this 3-minute long video. No, I'm not serious about that much money. It will take time and everything, but at the same time, I don't want to just put it out there. I don't think. Like, I think I probably will do a thing where you have to donate, or I'll look into Patreon, which I've totally been neglecting my Patreon because I just don't know what to put up on Patreon. I have a few outtakes on Patreon, a few videos that either for technical reasons or just personal opinion reasons, I didn't feel like those videos really fit what I was doing. So there's people that still want to have access to those. They are still Patreon supporters. Obviously, the makeup tutorial video will be available to everyone that supports me on Patreon. Like, that's without saying. So if you already are a supporter and everything, you would get access to it. Even if I feel like the video shouldn't be released and isn't the quality of what I want to do, I'm still probably just put it up for the people on Patreon because they're so supportive and they just, I don't know, they deserve it. Like, if that's, that's part of it. So not everyone wants to be a Patreon supporter. Everyone has access. So I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll set up a way where you can Venmo or something, and I can send you a link to it. But it's not going to be out there for everyone. I'm not going to just post it and let everyone see it. Maybe I'll do like snippets or clips to kind of give you a sense of what it's going to look like. But I recorded it. So like this look is the look I recorded for the video, like how I got to this point, which actually looking at it, I needed to blend a little bit more over here, which I already did. I didn't do it in the video. But since you're all in the live stream, you get to know that. You get to know that secret. I can always add that in post where I talk about, hey, I think in the eyes, I didn't do such a good job. Apart from the lips, I look like Ali from the Breakfast Club. Yeah, I'm definitely a basket case. That's for sure me. Also, the makeup tutorial is only this look. So I guess if people really like them, I would do makeup tutorials for other looks, but my looks are pretty similar. And like I said, one of the big tips is lighting. Like I have a big white screen in front of me, and that's what makes me look that way. But the video is natural lighting. It is not a screen lighting me, so you can kind of see it more honestly, a very honest face. So, well, you can check that out if I make it as available as I claim I'm going to make it. First stream, nice to be a part of it. What was you're boring, yeah. Heckling. I've seen a few videos on it. What's your thought process on it? Heckling is a very deep subject when it comes to comedy. There's a lot of I don't know if I want to get into this because there is a lot to talk about. Some people don't have a lot to talk about with it, but I do. So audiences are a big part of comedy. It's part of what makes the whole thing like alive and a thing is the in acting, when someone's doing Shakespeare, someone starts coughing or sneezing in the audience, the actor keeps doing their lines. They keep going. Sometimes an actor will break the fourth wall. That's what that means, the fourth wall, and let that person's coughing fit stop. Some actors doing it so long, no, that person can start coughing again. It doesn't matter. You have to keep going. You have to act over them. Comedy isn't always like that. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you have to just keep going and keep telling your jokes over the person that might be talking or trying to get your attention. But for the most part, I think you need to be able to pass through that wall, like you're a ghost. Spooky, right? But ghosts can go through walls. That's comedians, is we're ghosts. The audience is there, but we can interact with them if they want to. Ideally, the audience isn't interacting with us too much, but their reactions to things can be played off of, and I do that. I do that all the time in my act. That whatever people are kind of feeling and what energy they're giving me, I'll call them out on it and react to it. So heckling is another step of not only are they reacting, but they're being negative and being negative towards a comic. I did a show and someone was being positive. They were talking a lot. Yeah, yeah. You tell them. It wasn't really heckling, but it wasn't really needed. Like I could have just dealt with them just clapping. I didn't need the added commentary. So a heckler is going to be someone that's either trying to one up you or whatever. And I have a video out of the guy that heckled me. That guy was heckling all night, and I knew he was going to heckle me because he'd done it to just about every single comic. So by the time I got up there, I'm like, he's going to come after me. And I think I handled it pretty well, at least in the audience. That's the thing. The video doesn't really reflect it very well. Also, it's hard to hear the audio, etc. But to the audience that night, they thought I was amazing. They thought I was great. And I don't want hecklers. The thing, I've had this happen too, where a heckler actually came up and was like, "You're welcome," because I got back at them. Like they heckled me, but I got really big laughs dealing with a heckler. It's like, yeah, you're welcome. Like I did that. I helped. I made it part of it. It's like, no. Hecklers, you are the dartboard. I am the dart thrower. Sitting there with a target on you and me hitting bullseyes. Like there's no skill. There's no talent. There's nothing to just sit there and be a target. The person hitting the bullseye, that's where it all goes to. This is the person with the skill and the talent. It's like, no, you're welcome. Screw you, heckler. But they don't get that. They think they want to be part of it. They can't be a comedian. They'll never be as good as me. So they think, their toe on stage is an equivalent of me being on stage. People hate on me because they don't understand me. People hate on comedians that are not me. It's not. I don't care. I don't really care. I'm used to it. I'm fine with it. I'm not like, oh no, people hate me. How could they hate me? I don't care. Everyone has hate. I have a lot of people that really like me. I have people that don't hate me, they just don't get it. That's different too. That's the thing of like hater and fan, and then there's this in between of just like, who is this guy? I'm fine if they go, who is this guy? Because what they're basically admitting is, I don't even know who you are. I don't even know what you do. I don't understand it. And that's fine. That's everything ever. That when you don't know what it is, like, what is this? What is this thing? Like, oh, it's a bottle cap. Well, what's a bottle cap? It goes on top of a bottle. Oh, I understand. I see. I'm used to bottle caps being made of plastic. So if someone going, what is this? That's not offensive to me. No, I don't want to ignore people that hate me because I want to see what they have to say, because sometimes haters can have good advice, because I don't want people to just say yes to me all the time. That's no good. I don't worry about people saying mean stuff. That person wasn't saying anything that mean. Someone I don't know saying I'm not famous is always funny to me. I'm like, I don't know who you are, and you're commenting over and over on my Instagram. Like, I'm clearly more famous than you. Like, I'm not famous, but, you know, come on. Yeah, so this is the live stream. We've gotten through 10 minutes of what I normally try to get to, like half an hour to an hour. This is us talking about, Ellie. I have to be entertaining. I have to make all these people happy. You know how hard it is to make people happy all the time? I have work to be doing. I have all kind of... Has anyone threw something at you on stage? Yes. That's totally happened. I had someone throw popcorn at me before. A few times. Like, in the evening, different people were throwing popcorn at me. The place that was doing comedy that night normally didn't do comedy. It was a new thing. They normally people just hang out at this really kind of like pop-and bar in the summertime, outdoor seating. And for some reason, we decided to do a comedy show there. We decided to ruin these people's evening by setting up speakers and a microphone and doing a comedy show that they didn't want, that they didn't need. The venue didn't need it. The bar didn't need a comedy show to get people to come hang out. There were already a lot of people hanging out there. So yeah, they were very against it. It had nothing to do with me or anything funny I was saying or doing. They just wanted to hate on me. I do remember a girl being there that was into me. I didn't know this at the time that she was into me, but she was clearly, after the fact, after I got to know her a little bit, being there and being really supportive and being really like, I really liked you, what you did. And I wasn't into her. And I remember running into her like years later, and I'm standing next to another comedian, and she comes right up to him and like compliments him and says, "You're so funny," and everything, and then doesn't say anything to me. I'm like, what a petty bitch. Like, she totally did it on purpose. Like, since this guy wasn't into me, I'm gonna go and snub him and everything. Like, she, one, never asked me out. Two, you know, was never direct. She just like floated around, tried to like a little schoolgirl. Like, I don't know how old I'm. Like, I'm 23 years old. Like, I don't remember how old I was at the time. I'm like, just go for it. Like, and I just wasn't that into. There was nothing wrong with her. I just wasn't that into her. But I also wasn't into that whole attitude of like, clearly you're into me, but also you're not going to be direct and be like, hey, I'm into you, and I not only do I like your stand up, but I think you're an interesting person and I'd like to go out with you. Just kind of hovering around me like coyly and shyly and stupidly. Like, I don't know. It's being a fan of my comedy to me is not an into I want to date you. Like, guys and girls, everybody, old, young, everybody comes up to me and says, I like your stand up. So that's not a good beginning of like, I like your stand up. Like, oh, whoa, this person must be into me. It was really sad, really, really sad. I want to talk to the other comedian, see if he remembers that. Like, hey, remember that time we were out at that bar and like, yeah, like, remember that girl? She comes right up to you and like, yeah, she'd been gone for like a year. And she's just like super complimenting you, and I'm standing right there, and then she just doesn't say anything to me. She remembered. She knew what she was doing. I thought it was really funny. It was so petty, so cringe. Just like, oof. I remembered her. I would have said hi and been nice. Like, that's the thing. Like, boo-hoo, I made out with someone else at a party. That's the thing that really... I made her cry because she had a crush on me, and I was at a party, and some girl I just met was really cute and flirting with me, and we started making out. Whatever, right? And the girl that had a crush on me was there, and she totally saw it, totally knew about it. And apparently she cried about it, whatever, but it doesn't work sometimes. You can't make, like, whatever. Yeah. I make out with random people a lot. I haven't done that in a while. Kind of miss doing that. Like being out at a show and just like kissing random people. It's a thing I've done. I don't know. You don't want to hear about that. Do you guys want to hear about it? I feel like a gentleman doesn't kiss and tell. I'm like, well, I'm no gentleman. So. Well, you be direct. Like, just like, don't compliment my comedy at a comedy show. That's like 6 other people did that. 6 other people didn't ask me out. 6 other people didn't say, hey, you know, I think you're interesting and I'd like to get to know you more. That sounds cheesy and cliche, but it's getting to what you want. Because if that's what you want, you need to ask that and say that. Nobody claimed me as boy. She just had a crush on me. It was just... It just was like, oh, you're talking to the other guy. Anyway, whoops, you weren't talking to me. Chat is talking to itself. I forgot that you guys can do that. And you guys are like replying to each other. I'm like, whoa, I'm not even part of this conversation. You're all just talking to each other. Okay, well, that's cool. What am I even here for? I'll just talk amongst yourselves. It's fine. It's cool. Yeah, I don't have shows right now. I did like a weird, I don't know. It's kind of a show. It was like an outdoor thing. I want to be more consistent about going live and doing this. So today's Wednesday. I did it at my claim, I guess it's gonna be like 1 Pacific Standard Time. Like I can do that, and that's cool. I'm still working on the TikTok thing. The comedian that I want to work with for TikTok stuff. So scheduling to meet up. We're both kind of taking the isolating thing seriously. We don't want to meet up, having been exposed to other people, etc. Also, the other comedian is down to try some of the things. So she's not into TikTok. Neither am I. Like the TikTok humor, the edits and everything. No, not Sean Hilton. Sean Hilton's another comedian. Well, I don't know if he's a comedian. I guess he's an actor. But different comedian, Kaylee. I don't know what name she's going by. Kaylee. I told her she should go by Kaylee Lee. I think that's a cool name. We'll see if she goes by that. So both her and I are not into TikTok humor. Like I've seen it. I've seen some of them explore a little bit and gone like, I don't want to do this. I want to do my own thing. So she doesn't really want to do TikTok. She's like, I think it's stupid. And we're like, yeah, but this is what I want to do. So there's been a little hiccup with that, whereas like, I want to make sure we're on the same page because it's not only is it my humor, my writing, my art. If she contributes to it, it becomes hers as well. And that's the thing about contributing and working together on a project. I don't want her to have her face and name, et cetera, connected to something and for her to go, this is stupid and I don't like this. I want it to be humor that we can both be proud of. And I said that, I'm like, there was things I was thinking about making prior to TikTok, like skits. I like the idea of 15-second jokes and 59-second, like getting to that format and something I'd be proud of where I wouldn't just dump it on TikTok and forget about it. Like I want it to be better than that. And I mentioned to her Laugh-In, this really old show. It's before Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live premiered in the 70s. Before that, there was a show from the 60s to 70s called Laugh-In. There's this big wall and like people like pop out like windows and like they tell like a joke and they close it and stuff. And like, I want to find something like that that's my humor that I can then put out there on all the digital spectrum and everything. And I'm confident in myself that I feel like if I did it right, it would be people would pick up on it. More people would that you know kind of watch me and follow me now would like it. So I don't want to do it wrong. I want to do it right. So who I work with in the casting, etc., that's really important. And Kaylee is someone I think has a really good energy and would really vibe with me really well. And when she said she wasn't interested, I'm like, well, that's gonna be a setback, but I will look into casting. Like, I'm not gonna just pick someone who's like, I'll do it, I'll say yes. Like, no, it needs to be someone specific and a specific energy to work with me. Like, I think Larry, if there's a couple videos I did with Larry, he has a really good energy and he could work with me really well. Problem is Larry doesn't live near me, so we're like over an hour apart. We're not going to be doing videos very often. I would love to do more videos with him, but that's not on the table really. So yeah, I take it seriously. I think it scares some people when I take comedy and creating this stuff very seriously. I'm like, but if you do it right and do it better, it really works. Yeah, Goldie Hawn was on Laugh. Yeah, a lot of great people were on Laugh-In. So it's strange. I'm trying to invent my own thing, but I just want to have my own style. No, I'm not really inventing anything new. I just want to make sure the format and the way I do things I'm comfortable with, and it's going to be really, really simple. So just humor, it's just dumb stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm putting a lot of thought into it, but if I do it right, I'll be able to make a bunch of them. Like, it won't be the thing where I make like 2 or 3. Like, I'll be able to make a lot of them, and you'll get to see a new one like every week. So that's the goal, is that it's something you can see a lot. You think this will be the only live stream you fully watch, like as opposed to other people's or mine, or I don't. What got you started in comedy? My friends. I don't know. I just made fun of people, and eventually I was on stage doing it. It's weird, I know. I'm a writer, and I like to write things. Can you hear all that swallowing? That's disgusting. I'm sorry. I get very hoarse. It sucks on stage. I'll lose my voice a lot because I talk for over an hour. But something I need to do is I need to practice talking. I know all that weird, gross swallowing noises. I should have muted it. I can do that. You believe in me in your dreams. Yeah. It's another thing I talked about that in another stream. I'm going to try to push and beg my fans and beg the people at Britain's Got Talent to put me on the show. I haven't done it yet. I'm trying to come up with a day where like we all just do it for like a day. So that's something I want to do, because I think I'd be good on the show. Like, I've seen other people on the show. I'm like, they should put me on the show. They don't usually put Americans on the show though. And I am an American. Yeah, see, but if we get like a dozen or 2 dozen people all like tweeting and bugging them like over and over, like multiple times a day, maybe they'll notice. Yeah, and I'm working on a podcast that I want to do. Kaylee is someone I want to do a podcast with. So at the very least, if Kaylee doesn't want to do skits with me, I don't want to say TikToks, because more it's about doing skits, and the skits will end up on TikTok. We vibe really well, and I'm always looking for someone I can play off of. Someone I can play off of with a different background in life. You know, she's a woman, and she's shorter, and she's blonde, and all that. So that's like very basic, but still, that sounded insulting. But like, I mean, like, you know, we're just opposite. So it's good to have that with, you know, 2 people telling stories, because the kind of questions you get won't be, you know, they'll be good. Like, we'll be able to balance each other really well. And you can hear stuff about her life and all that. So hopefully, I don't know. It's hard to convince people that I want to work with me, and it's hard to convince people I don't want to work with why I don't want to work with them. I'm always getting hounded by people. I'm like, I don't really want to work with you or do anything with you. And then I meet people, I'm like, this is the energy. This is what we're looking for. And it's like, no. So I don't think I'd move to England, but again, everything's locked down. I would love to travel across Europe. There's so many people in Europe that know who I am. I have fans in Germany and Italy, and it's crazy. And it's very frustrating and upsetting that I haven't been able to make that happen. And now I really can't make it happen because it's all getting reopened for people that aren't American because Americans are bad at hiding the virus and everything. So I'm like, maybe I can book shows and I can get out. Maybe they'll be like, oh, we'll give you the ability to work and do stuff in Europe because you've actually been locking down and wearing a mask. You're a comedian, but other Americans, we're not going to let them in because they're so bad at wearing masks. I don't understand that. I don't get. Like, I just sneezed this morning and went like everywhere. I'm like, how do you not understand that? Like, if I was wearing a mask, that would lessen it. Germany, yeah, German love. Every time I run into German fans, they're so into me. Really cute too. Like, oh my god, European women are way better looking than a lot of American women. Like, American women are really ugly. Like, I don't know if there's any American women in the chat right now, but I'm ugly too. So like, don't even act like, oh, like you're good looking all over. No, I'm not. I'm not good looking. Like, I'm funny. That's like all. I'm tall and I'm funny. Like, I got that going for me. So, but at least I'm not that ugly. Like, have you seen some of you? Like, European women, it's like, whoa. Those are the type of women you would actually like go to war and battle. Like, that's where like, oh, I'll become a knight, put some armor on me. Like, I will defend this woman. Whereas like the women around here, it's like, I wouldn't go to Walmart for that woman. Like, I wouldn't go pick up some Mountain Dew for her. Like, ew. You need me to what? You get, yeah, Fritos, chili cheese. Yeah, whatever. I guess. Yeah, more sodium for this bloated baboon woman that I'm dating. Ugh. American women. European women, on the other hand, like when you hear like princesses and flowers, like it makes me think like, no, weddings should be a thing. Like, people should get, I want you for the rest of my life. I want you to, like, you are my fairy tale. You're everything. You're delightful. You're charming. You are like, you were drawn by Walt Disney himself. Whereas I think American women were drawn by like someone who spilt ink over onto a newspaper. I'm like, oops, well, I guess that's cool. That's fine. Yeah, I'm being really disparaging to women, but like, let's just be honest. It goes to men too. Like, men are awful. American men have to be like the most like gruntingly stupid cavemen type people. They don't even make sense. Like, I talked with this one guy who's like against free speech. Literally, he told me he was against free speech because he's against racism. I'm like, what? He's like, I don't want racist people saying racist stuff. So yeah, I'm against free speech. Like, so you want racist people to keep it a secret that they're racist? So no one knows? Because that's what's going to happen. You're supposed to use free speech against the racists. Like, let them say what they want. And then go, aha, that person's racist. That's how you fight. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. That's a guy that's like dating some girl. Like, some girl has to date that guy. I mean, it's one of those Walmart animal crackers, bloated Mr. Pibb women that's just like awful. It's not like some gorgeous European woman who can like lift rocks and swim and does really cool things, like believes the earth is round, like stuff like that. Like, it's, not a woman like that. Like, it's, yeah, long story short, everyone is gross. Not everyone, though. Not European women. European men are also gorgeous, too. Like, I always see women, like, going gog over, like, Italian and Greek men. I'm like, oh, well, I'm a Celtic boy, so Celtic and gypsy. So, well, not very gypsy. I think I'm, like, 1/6, I don't know. Not very gypsy. I still like saying it. That's how you can tell how white I am. I'm like, I'll cling to anything that's not white. Any non-whiteness in here, I'm like, that's the, like, that little sliver, that little spit, like, that's what I need more than anything. Yeah, I have a crush on an English actress. I don't know if I want to get into that. I've talked about it before. You're guys gonna think I'm weird when I keep talking about her. I mean, I am weird, but Yeah, I worry about going to Europe because of the language barrier, and I'm gluten intolerant. I'm like, how do I eat? Like, how do I go there and tell people I can't have gluten? Like, is that a thing in Europe? Is gluten? Because I don't want to tell them I'm vegetarian because I'm not vegetarian. I feel like they might understand that. But I eat meat. Like, can you make me a salad? Like, or like vegetables. I just want vegetables and meat. That's all I want. No gluten. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd starve. I don't know if I'd starve to death. I can't read things that say like if they say gluten or wheat, or I have to learn what wheat and barley and malt, like all those words in different languages. So as a European guy girl thing, I can say that I'm pretty gross. Okay. You can say that, I guess. I don't. Yeah, flat earthers are a thing. It's such a weird myth that Christopher Columbus was the only one that thought the world was round. It's like not true at all. It was pretty easy for us to figure out the world was round back in like the 1400s, 1300s, because they would watch ships sail and they would slowly like dip and like you just see the top of the sails. They realized, oh wow, it must curve. It must be like a thing that we're like sailing over it. And they started calculating it. And they were very close to calculating the exact size of the Earth before Christopher Columbus sailed to the American continents. That's how smart we were back then. Nowadays, with the internet, with all this information, there's people who've never seen the ocean. They're like, I think it's flat. I think this is BS. No, not all American girls. Any American girl that isn't gross, though, she thinks she's hot shit and she's right. Let's be honest, because most of them are just like you think of like the Nutcracker, like they're the Rat King, like they're not the Sugar Plum Fairies. So any girl that can like look good in yoga pants in America, she just has like all these dudes giving her all this attention all the time. But it's like kind of that's the way it's gonna go, because most of the other women are just completely recycled bags of spam or something. Like I don't. That's what makes it so hard to meet people. Like when you meet someone that's like really attractive, like 18 other people have already been like, I think you're really attractive. And then also like, I need someone that's mentally stimulating. I need someone that I can have conversations with. I need someone that I can be a nerd with. You know, who's going to be cool with like stuff like this? Like, this is just like, this is part of my life, you know? So it's basically impossible for me to meet anybody. Been single for a whole summer now, so probably don't want to get into all that about that whole stuff, but yeah. Respect my honesty. Thank you, music fanatic. I know everything. I don't know everything. I just try to, as a comedian, I try to know the truth versus what people think they know. And at the same time, I'll use what people think they know against them. Because most people just read the headlines. Most people don't actually investigate. So it's fine with me to do jokes that are stereotyping and generalizing. Like people, they say that to me online a lot. Like, oh, so you stereotype now? You generalize like as a comedian? I'm like, yes, I've always done that. I have never not done that. That's a huge part of my comedy and comedy in general. But at the same time, I might be doing that to begin with, and then later on in my act, I'll go, here's the more depth to it. Here's the truth of it. Because I do a bit about Indian Pale Ale. I think I posted the clip online. I can't remember. Where I talk about, like, where did Indian Pale Ale come from? Like, well, it was a term because people in England wanted a beer that lasted all the way the trip around Africa up to India, which took months. The beer would spoil by then. They didn't have refrigerators, so they made a stronger alcohol content beer. They called it the Indian Pale Ale. And that's not true. That's a complete lie. It was just called that because it was a beer they sold to India. It's not, it didn't necessarily need to be stronger to survive this trip. It's just But I say that and people like they believe me, and I say that on stage. I'm like, why would you believe me? Just because that sounds true? Like, so I kind of make fun of all that. Because people know, like, oh, whoa, I didn't know that because it sounds legit. Like, yeah, that's deceptive. That's the point. Is well, I write a column now. I am currently a column writer for Argus Courier. It's a local county paper. So, and I write other things too that I don't really do anything with. And I'll have another piece out next week. It won't be this Thursday. So tomorrow's Thursday. So no, there's nothing tomorrow, but that's going to be online. It's on. You don't have to be able to get the local paper because I put it online. Petaluma 360 or so. I link it though. I link it all the time. So that's something I'll be doing, and that's gonna. I've already written some other ones. It's just a matter of they wanted to come out with a publication, so it's gonna come out, when it's my turn or whatever to be printed. So yeah, that's stuff I've written, and that's been really fun. That's been fun to do because it's like longer. I get to like write like a piece on something, and I'm like talking to people reading the paper. So it's very interesting to me to be able to do all that. So that's fun. I don't know what MCR is. Did I have an MCR phase? I don't know what that is. I'm going to say I probably didn't, unless MCR also went by something else. So you got me on that one. I don't know. Because people say things that I don't know. My Chemical Romance. Boy band. My Chemical Romance. Who would have a romance with a chemical? I don't understand. What do you mean? My Chemical Romance? I don't get that. Like, so was it substance abuse? Are you asking if I ever had substance abuse with a boy band? Like, did me and like the Backstreet Boys ever huff paint or something? I don't. Okay. I think I'm gonna scroll up and look for a different question because it's a weird question. Yeah, I mean, I like collectibles, Transformers. Bring a pocket guy when I go to Europe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely nervous about that though, because I need to. I wouldn't starve. I just probably would only eat very, very few things. Bananas are always good. They're gluten free. Oh, you're from Southern California? Okay, we got Southern SoCal people here. Welcome to the Black Parade. No, all of you are talking about all of you are doing substance abuse. I don't really. Every now and then, I see my gap, like the line in my teeth. Like, it really is very charming, isn't it? It really gives my face like a more definable, like, that's Oliver. Because nobody else has that. It's like the big black lips, the gap teeth. Anyway, I think I'm good on this stream. I think that's about all I really needed to do. I can always tell when I'm out of steam. I feel like I love you, Daphne Duarte. Okay, thanks. Thank you for loving me. Someone has to, right? So I'm done. Unless you guys have any last minute questions. I always say I'm done, and then sometimes I go on for like another 15, 20 minutes. I don't think there's a goth anthem. I think anybody can have their own personal thing. You can do whatever you want to do. I don't like people gatekeep goths. Like, you do you. What do you get from Dairy Queen? I don't really have Dairy Queens near me. Also, I can't eat gluten, so basically nothing. The only Dairy Queen near me is an ice cream only Dairy Queen. It's not like, it doesn't have like the chicken strips and French fries, which I would love, but I can't eat chicken strips. So, any chance you'll go back to the random review videos? Yeah, I guess I could do more of those. Yeah. I want to review stuff that's more timeless because I'm never going to be up on. I'm never going to have anything new. Never going to like review something that people need to have reviewed. Be like, oh hey. So you're probably wondering what this is like because it's new and just came out because I never get anything new that just came out. So I can look into that. Maybe I can review movies that everyone's seen. I have not shown the stuff in my cabinet, and I don't think I'm going to right now. I don't think I really want to get into that. We'll just let that be hype. Like, what is all that stuff? Who knows? I can do more drawing sometime. That was cool. I like drawing. I think I want to just do some serious drawings, and you guys can just watch me draw, maybe. Although I do like the idea of trying to incorporate comedy into drawing. So if I could do that more, that would be cool. Anyway, is that dabbing? I don't know. When did you find your style, and do you ever plan on changing it? I've never found anything resembling style. I do not have style. So, sorry for making you think I was stylish. This is nothingness. Like, this is what I'm going for, is blank nothing, framed eyes, framed lips. Yeah, are they Transformers? Who knows? Who knows? Hard to tell. All right, let's keep it shorter rather than longer. These are fun to do and everything, but I just don't have anything to talk about. You know, I want to work on things and talk about, like, it's just isolating and all that. And maybe after my next column comes out, I can talk about things and that. What's your MBTI type? Myers-Briggs. No, I'm thinking Myers-Briggs personality type. What's MB? I don't. Am I close or MBTI? I need that answered before I leave now. I must know. MBTI. Yes? What do you mean yes? I was Myers-Briggs. I don't know what the TI stands for. What do we do? What do we do? I don't know. I'm scared. The like introverted, extroverted type indicator. Oh yeah. I don't know if I have one. I tend to just prefer people that I can get along with. I try not to think about that too much. I've done it a few times myself. I've taken the test and everything, but I am not INTJ. You're way wrong. I can reveal that in another video. I wouldn't mind talking about that. But I don't think I have. I've never really specifically gone after a specific person of a certain thing. I think it's fun. I did study psychology and sociology and stuff. I never heard people call it TI. That's a new one for me. I definitely know what Myers-Briggs personality type. Yeah, I've never seen the TI, but anyway, I think that stuff's interesting, but I don't also think it's an exact science. I think a lot of this stuff it's close, but you can't binary people like that. You know, you can't 1 or 0. You're this or that. There's 4 things. You're this, that, and it's just I don't think that's quite true. So I can talk about that sometime. I don't think I have an exact type when it comes to like who I've dated. If they've all been the same, they probably, I doubt my exes would be willing to take the test. Be like, hey, can you all take this test for a YouTube video? I'm going to talk about the Myers-Briggs personalities, and people need to know what you are so they know what I am, what I'm compatible with, what I'm not compatible with, and all that. Anyway, how's your boyfriend? How's your crying going? Yeah, people are doing weird stuff in chat now. Different weird things. Okay. I'm for sure done for real now. This was cool. I will look forward to streaming more. And I'm like already thinking, like, am I going to go live on Instagram again? I didn't go live on Instagram for very long. But this one's over. Thanks for checking this one out. Thanks for saying hey. And thank you, everybody.